What's up, everyone? All right, so we're going to go over the trades from today. Pretty choppy. Ended up having a really good pre-market session and then gave back pretty much all the profit I made at the open. OTRK was both the biggest percentage gainer today and my biggest loser, which is such a bummer. Usually, when we have a big percentage gainer, that's like the one stock I'm going to do pretty well on. But this one was so choppy. And look at that jackknife candle that we just had. It starts to pull away right here, and then it just slams back down. So you know what? Today and this week so far, it's been not easy, right? You saw my recap yesterday. Yesterday wasn't a good day. Today, not better. I mean, and the thing that's disappointing is that I actually had a really good start to the day, and then I threw it away. And I'm feeling a little bit annoyed about that. But all right, well, let's look at the first stock I traded today, which was AMBO. So AMBO, this was a stock that made a big move yesterday, and we got this big squeeze here from 2 up to 3, 350 to 4, 450, all the way up to 6. Sort of pulls back up, and then at 4 a.m., boom, it drops back down. But there wasn't any specific news that caused that drop. So all of a sudden, about 7:15, it starts to pull away right here. And as it broke over the volume weighted average price, it hit my scanner because it was popping up. I pulled it up and I was like, all right, AMBO, yep. And you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about LASC yesterday. LASC was the unusual kind of gap down reversal setup where it sold off and then bounced back up. Usually, I don't like taking that setup. But I did take a trade yesterday on LASC, and actually it's moving a little bit higher now. And so on AMBO, I thought, it's kind of a similar setup, and maybe I should give it a stab. So on the 10-second chart, I can show you my entry. I got in at about 4:15. So let's see. That was it was right here that I got in, right here. So it sort of pushes higher, pulls back, pushes higher, pulls back. I got in right there at about 4:15. It goes up to 4:30, 4:40. Then it goes up to 4:50, 4:60, 4:70, up to 4:80, up to 5. Hits a high of 5:10. I was like, amazing. Locked up $2,800 on that. So then it pulls back and it just sort of slowly comes back down. So first trade of the day, $2,800. Awesome. That's better than I did all of yesterday, and I did it in 10 minutes. So that was a really good start to the day. After that, my next trade was on BPTH. Now, BPTH is a stock I've traded in the past, and I don't really at this point have high expectations for it because it's so choppy. But this morning it did pop up to $1.18. It pulled back, then it squeezed up to $1.40, pulled back, went up to $1.50. The one trade that I took on it was at $1.30, and it was actually right. It was right here. I got in right here. It bounced up and then it came right back down to break even. So I actually lost $39 on it. By the way, this is my P&L for the day. Up $1,153.17 off of a high of $6,500. So at the open, I lost $4,000 on OTRK and another $800 on WCT, which was kind of discouraging, if I'm going to be honest. That's not a great way to finish the day. I'm finishing on a loser. And at this point, I've given back too much. I got to walk away. So anyway, so first trade of the day, AMBO. Second trade, BPTH, lost $39. All right, so, a couple trades in. Then SOBR comes up. Now, SOBR I'm up $800 on. And when SOBR started to curl pre-market right here, I thought this looked just like AMBO. So I took that trade, but this one did have news. The news was of an $8.2 million private placement priced at $4. So I was a little unsure, but at the same time, it was also, it was holding up relatively well. So I was like, you know what? I'll take a stab at it. Let's see what it does. So I got a small trade on that for $800. With that, I was up about $3,600 on the day. And then we had IBG. IBG was really interesting because this thing squeezed pre-market on some pretty nice volume I missed the first leg of the move. So it goes up here to 240, pulls back, goes up here, pulls back. And I got in right around here at 275 and added it 285 and 295 for the breakthrough 3. Boom, we got $3, took my profit off, dips back down, bought the dip off of VWAP, pops back up just a little bit, and then it went a little bit lower. So, locked up $2,000 on that, just like that. I'm up 5,600 on the day. VMAR, this one hits the scanners. Got a couple trades on that for, a couple $100, nothing huge, but that popped up pre-market. And then again at the open, I trade both of those pops, but only made $370. And then at the open, OTRK squeezes up. We've got this big rally on this one. And, I missed it. I missed this whole move up right here. And then I tried to buy the dip off of 5 as it came back down, but I got in actually a little early. I got in at like 5:15. It flushes down here. I lose 1,000 or 800 on the first trade. Then it pops back up. It drops back down. It comes back up. I get back in, drops again. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what? This is ridiculous. And then I switch over to WCT. I saw this one hitting the scanners right here. I jump in it, pops up, flushes back down, lose 700 on that. And at that point, I was feeling pretty pissed. And I said, you know what? Screw it. I bought 10,000 shares of OTRK and then lost another 20 cents. And I was like, you're an idiot. Walk away. So I got a little bit of a spiral today. I got a little hijacked and I got to walk away now before I totally ruined my day. I mean, it's bad enough that I went from up 6,000 to up only 1,000, but if I do 2 more trades like that, I'm going to be at max loss, and it can happen really quickly. So essentially today, I had a great day up until right in here. And then this, over the course of 3 trades on OTRK, lost $4,000 and then lost another 700 on WCT. So it was like loser, 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 and a small loss on VMAR. So just terrible, really garbage. Frustrated, but you know what? Whatever. It happens. So today, what could I have done differently? What should I have done differently? The thing is, I could have sized down, and ironically, I said to myself after I hit the daily goal, I should size down. And I don't know why I didn't. I said I should size down. I've hit my daily goal, and I don't know why I didn't. I guess I don't know. I said it, and then next thing I know, I was trading something else. Today was the best day of the month, and I threw that away. So now I've got a garbage day yesterday, another garbage day today. So 2 terrible days in a row, relatively speaking. I'm being hard on myself, but 2 bad days in a row. And, that hurts the month. I mean, it hurts the week, right? You've only got so many days in the week. And now 2 days in, I've got nothing to show for this week. So am I going to be able to make up for it on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? Doubtful. Thursday and Friday. Friday's the end of the week. So probably not going to get much because it's the end of the week. Tomorrow, there's a chance. Thursday, there's a chance. We'll see. But really, yeah, I'm halfway through the week essentially. If I figure that Friday won't be much, and I've got nothing. So, had some really good trades earlier, and then got frustrated very quickly and gave into that frustration. And I think that's the thing that's so interesting is how quick I was today to get frustrated and then give into that frustration. I think that is something that occurs if you've had multiple kind of tricky days in a row. Yesterday being a tricky day, was I frustrated? Absolutely, right? I was super frustrated yesterday. So then today, as soon as things get difficult, all the emotion from yesterday comes right back, and I'm just like, immediately feeling it. There are days like today where, I'll go from green 5,000 to red 5,000. I've had that happen. And, I on those days, I always think to myself, man, I wish you had just stopped when you were up, even though you're only, quote, only up 1,000. I wish you had just stopped then and walked away. So kind of like yesterday, the best thing I can do is just shut it down and walk away. You know, if LASC ends up squeezing up to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10, blah, 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 I'm going to miss it. Just like Sober did yesterday. Sober, SOBR, had a nice move, missed the whole thing, right? This thing ends up doing this impressive move from whatever it was, 10:30 to 11:30 or 12, missed the entire thing. Could I have redeemed myself on it? In hindsight, yes. But, I also could have done what I did on OTRK, which is, been a little too slow at the beginning, then traded it at the top and then gone red on it. And, then all of a sudden my day yesterday would have been getting worse and worse and worse until I'm, just giving back too much. So all things considered, where am I at today? Well, I got, a little bit more profit than I had a few hours ago. So things could be worse. My account is more or less hovering kind of right at its all-time highs. It's just disappointing to, when you think about it through the lens of I had something nice today and I threw it away. That's disappointing. So, this has been a little bit of a tricky market here these last couple of days. Definitely testing a lot of traders, me included. And, I hope that things get a little bit better. This morning when I first sat down, we really didn't have a lot to work with. AMBO, that wasn't a leading gainer. BPTH, it was a gainer, but a tricky one. SOBR, that wasn't a leader. IBG, that one was up a bit, but, obviously didn't hold well at all. So, yeah, it's a good time just to be patient. And, if I really wanted to sort of put some restrictions on myself, I could take a bunch of money out of my account. So I actually cannot afford to take big positions, but I don't really like doing that because, things can flip on a dime and next thing you know, it's heating up and you don't have the buying power to, do much with it. So I think I'm just going to accept that yesterday and today are a wash, not making any progress here for the beginning of the week, but, maybe I'll have a little bit of, if I can have small green days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever, then at least finish the week with a little bit of progress and live to trade another day. That's what it's about sometimes. Just survive to thrive, and keeping your head above water. Some markets are just not markets where you're going to make a lot of progress. So it's just making sure if you can't make progress, at least you don't do a lot of damage. And yesterday was a day where I couldn't make a lot of progress, but I let myself do a little too much damage. Today's a day where I started to make progress and then, that was it, gave it back. And now if I keep trading, I'm probably going to do some damage and, beat up my account a little bit. And I'd really rather not do that. So, all right, $1,000 profit, green day. Be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. Reminder as always, trading is risky. My results aren't typical. So manage your risk, take it slow. I'll see you guys back here first thing tomorrow morning.